welcome to the Insurance Dream. I'm your host, Dave Bowling, here today with Nils Wright. He is with insurancenewsletters.com. Nils, it's great to have you here today. Appreciate you coming by. And, we're talking about, we were just having a conversation about keeping, insurance agents front of mind for their customers. I know that, that's what you do, right? That's what you specialize in. So tell me a little bit about insurance newsletters for somebody that's never heard of your company. And let's talk about, what you bring to the table in the way of helping an insurance agency owner, keep in front of their customers and kind of giving them content to keep in front of mind.
Sure. Yeah, so this business was started for exactly that purpose, to help insurance agents and brokers stay in front of their clients. And I wanted to make sure that we had content that their clients can use, that they can benefit from, maybe manage their risk better, or understand what's happening in the marketplace, why their rates are going up, things of that nature. And so we write these articles specifically with them in mind.
Sure, absolutely.
And the reason I started the company was to help insurance brokers stay in front of their clients. It's a touch point, maybe everybody doesn't read it, but if they're getting that email or mail from their clients on a regular basis, they're going to open it sometimes and read it, and we try to provide really good content that they're going to want to read.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's kind of what, I'm poking around on your site right now, insurancenewsletters.com. And I'm going through and for those of you watching on YouTube, you can, or on our insurancedream.com. I'll share this here so that way you can kind of see, what I'm talking about. Is this one right here kind of sunk home for me, because my history before this podcast and everything, the majority of my career in insurance has been spent insuring, construction risks. And so, we've got like safe strategies for heavy equipment, some best practices, article about that here. And then, of course, up at the very top, you'd have your agency's branded, portion of the newsletter right up there. But then, we've got EEOC sets up discrimination enforcement. You've got another article here, lawsuit threat grows, what to watch out for as far as discrimination, unequal pay, worker classification, wage theft, EPLI is mentioned in there. So, that's helpful for the agent for sure. And then, talking about the labor crunch adds to construction risks and liability. So, not having qualified staff on the workplace, which is an obvious thing. But for my historic client base on a retail basis, this is, good information to have, because this is the stuff that they're facing every single day. And it's probably information that they're going to want to have, a heads up on as far as, running their business goes. What kind of feedback have you gotten from the agents that have signed up to, be part of insurancenewsletters.com?
We get great feedback from them. I have clients that when I first started the company that are still with me to this day. Our very first client, they're still with us. And a lot of our business is from referrals, because we have clients that constantly rave about the quality of our content. We really keep up on what's going on out there in the marketplace. I think more than anybody in my little ecosystem of insurance newsletters competition. For sure. And we have clients that they may request an article, and we'll typically write it as well. A lot of times we can't keep track of everything that's going on out there, but we'll get our article requests and we'll write them up. And typically, if one client wants it, more clients are going to want it as well when they get it. So
100%. And then you were saying, so you've got 4 different, verticals that you operate within. Here's one: tips for managing your Medicare journey. So if, you're a Medicare agent primarily, then this would probably be more of the newsletter that you would want to send out to your clients. And again, if you're watching on the insurancestream.com or on our YouTube channel, you're seeing on your screen right now what these articles look like. And then again, you've got your your branded agency name there at the top. But we talked about right before we hit record, you've got 4 different areas that you specialize in for agents. What are those areas?
Yeah, so we have 4 areas. We have commercial lines, property casualty, which is what you saw in that first one that we looked at. And then we have personal lines, property casualty. And then the third one is employee benefits. And that will cover everything from health insurance, 401k plans, ancillary benefits like dental, vision, that kind of thing. And then we have a catch-all category that we call personal planning. And that has life insurance, personal health, long-term care insurance, estate planning, Medicare, and a few others, disability insurance.
Absolutely. So, and then like, let's say that I'm a PNC agent that, does personalized and commercial. I mean, obviously, if you do one or the other pretty much exclusively, then it's easy choice on what to go in and pick, right? But you were saying we can customize these to put content for, or can I make one of the newsletters go to my business clients and one of the newsletters go to my personal clients? How do you guys do that?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, the ones that we were looking at, those are our PDF newsletters.
Yep.
But our main product is actually the internet newsletters, and that's sent out from our newsletter platform. Sorry, and it's typically there'll be a banner across the top, and then there'll be 3 articles, and it'll be a headline, an intro, and then a teaser, like how is this going to affect your operation? Click here to read more, and then there's an article landing page. So. I'm sorry. What was the question?
No, you're good. So like, let's say that I do personal lines and commercial lines, right?
Oh.
So what does the newsletter look like? Can I customize it to be both, or do you prefer or do you recommend, sending the commercial newsletter to the commercial clients, personal newsletter to the personal clients? How do you do that?
Yeah. So on our platform, you can actually segregate your list. You can have a personalized client list and a commercialized client list, and you can send commercial lines newsletter out to your commercial lines clients, and the personalized clients get their own newsletter as well. So some clients mix and match articles, but I recommend that you don't, because a lot of people that are buying homeowners insurance have no interest in workers' comp or workplace safety. So
yeah, 100%. So let's touch a little bit. And I mean, people can go to, insurancenewsletters.com, get in touch with you there, sign up for an account. Doesn't cost anything to sign up for the account. They can give you 866-961-3072. And you can see that phone number there on the website too. But let's talk about cost. Like, I mean, let's say that, there's a smaller sized agency out there that's trying to get in front of their customers and stay, front of mind and kind of get their customers relevant news, which also, especially on the commercial front, right? That's going to put you in line to be an industry expert, sending out this content that's branded as their own. But what kind of cost are agents looking at, ballpark figure to get a program like this running for their clients?
Well, nicely, we have a tiered program, so it's fair to smaller agents, and then it scales up depending on the size of the agency and the number of clients you have, right? So the bottom tier for our email newsletters is $45 per month. And that's for a smaller mailing list of up to 200 recipients, right? And then the next tier is 200 to 500, and that's 67. 500 to 1,000 is 100, and then it goes up from there. So it scales up.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a inexpensive retention program as far as knowing who, because there's some people that we would talk to and they don't even know who their agent is. So, with this kind of program, obviously, how often do these newsletters go out?
Well, our clients get choose between monthly, bi-monthly, and quarterly. The majority of our clients send a monthly newsletter. So, and we even have some clients that have like multiple agents, and each newsletter is sent out from that specific agent's own email address to their own client list. So they may have like eight or 9 different mailing lists, and they'll attach one to each of their new agents' clients. That way, each of the agents is getting their stuff directly to their own clients.
Great.
With their own contact information.
Perfect. How long have you guys been doing this?
So I started Risk Media Solutions back in 2008. So my background is I'm a former insurance journalist. I started covering insurance back in 1992 for the Sacramento Business Journal. And then in 97, I started working for the trade press, workers' comp executive. It was a newsletter in California that focused on workers' comp there. And then later I was the Asia correspondent for a business insurance magazine when I was living in Asia. 2008, I still had a lot of contacts from my days as a reporter. And one of the topics that always came up when I was meeting with them is, how do they stay in front of their clients? How do you touch your clients on a regular basis? And that was the impetus for me starting Risk Media Solutions. And it started out small. I started out at a bad time during the 2008 recession, but we continued to grow. And then in 2017, I bought my biggest competitor in my little industry of insurance newsletters.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Right. Well, so we already went over how people, go on to sign up, kind of benefits. Anything else you want to say to the group of agents listening right now, about, insurancenewsletters.com?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things about our newsletter platform on our website, it kind of works like a constant contact or a MailChimp. All the newsletters are sent out from your own email address. Every month it populates with a new set of stories. If you don't like the ones that have been chosen, you can swap them out for other stories in our inventory. You can even include your own messaging. We have some clients that hold webinars and things like that. So they'll have their webinar announcements in there with links to the webinar sign up pages. After the newsletters go out, you get analytics. You get to see how many people opened it, if there was any bounces, any spam reports, etc. So that way, people can really keep track of how effective they are when sending these newsletters out. So that's the electronic newsletters, but we also have we actually do have a fair amount of print clients, if you can believe it. And so those. They go in and pick their 4 stories, and then my designer will design the newsletter. And all of these newsletters are branded with the company's agency logo, and we'll create a banner and to make sure that the whole newsletter is branded and looks like it comes from them. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, Nils, I appreciate your time today. Again, it's, insurance. I think we've said this a few times, but insurancenewsletters.com. You can go check them out. And thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this today and explaining what you guys do.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolutely.